Hello and welcome into the technical day 2 of the Eastern Regional Blind Hockey Tournament taking place, the first ever here in the province of New Brunswick, officially starting game 1 today. Yesterday going to count as an exhibition game, and I'm joined here with Luca. How are we feeling about this game?
Feeling pretty good. You know, it's technically game 1, day 2. Yesterday we held a great little exhibition with some local coaches, key volunteers, and celebrities. So we're excited to get puck dropped here in Moncton for the first ever blind hockey game in our Eastern Regional Tournament.
And here it gets started off. He gets caught at the black-blue line. It's Richard that picks it up, banks it along the boards. One-on-one now against Foxcroft. They'll dump it in. It finds its way into the corner. Going behind the net now is Gia Marioli, dropping this one off. That looks to be LeBlanc, trying to get that one up the wing. Caught there. It's poked in by Yuha. Puck's rolling on its side, going towards the yellow-blue line. Yuha stepping in, drops it back on the far wing. Behind the net, Yuha again, picks it up on his forehand, cuts in the face-off circle, up high in the high slot, waits and fires, and just sends that one wide of the net.
Good shot early from Yuha. You don't want him getting hot too early in this game, trust me.
And he had 3 goals the game before, where Team Yellow took a 4-3 victory, and he had 3 of them. That one just sliding out of the zone. Picking up, firing in there's Babineau. Unable to play in the lineup last night. He was one stuck in La Belle Province in Quebec.
Looks like we have a delayed offside there.
Wondering exactly what that whistle was. We'll have a quick break. Now switching to 20-minute periods today, still straight time.
Running time. We figured everyone's arrived from their 32-hour flight delays. Let's play as much blind hockey as we can.
Quickly sent down there by Team Yellow. Pass out in front right in the high slot. That looked to have been Fornazier, who was waiting right on the doorstep and couldn't quite pull the trigger. Team Black getting it at their own ring-out line. Cutting to the near boards now with speed. Winding in, there's Joy. Drops it off, waits and fires. There it is. Jonathan Gallant. His shot was blocked. It goes up now here to Babineau at the ring, at the hash marks. Back to the blue line. Dante Giamarioli cutting in. Stops to the middle, and that pass poked off by Trezop, trying to find it in his feet, and there out it goes for Team Yellow. The backhander will go to the far boards. It'll be grabbed there by Babineau. And that one ends up in the black bench, so we'll have another quick stoppage as we're going to have the face-off, I believe, go just outside of the black end or into the black defensive zone, and it will.
Looks like it's the right call by the refs. Black was the ones that just got the puck out of their zone and over the boards. A few adaptations I'll touch on here during the game. The first adaptation for the viewers at home, our nets in blind hockey compared to the traditional 4-foot nets are 3 feet. So they are 1 foot shorter. Reason for that, the puck does not make noise when it is in the air. Very minimal noise, and we'll touch base on the puck a little bit more throughout this game, but we're back at it as the puck's been dropped.
And Foxcroft, he goes back on the near boards, tries to turn and fire. That one caught by Bradbury up in the boards. Foxcroft still after it, now to the line. Back down in by Team Black. Foxcroft going behind his own net, but stops at the side, rims it around. Will be caught back at the blue line, far boards near the yellow bench. Sent down, ring at line, back to the blue line, waiting. There's Giamarioli. He'll go back down to the corner. Foxcroft, only one there. The forehand up the boards. It'll climb along the wall. Here's Yuha, poking it by the fence. He'll rush in, he'll look for a pass option, see the trailer, winding in. There's the shot from Harris. That is redirected up and above the cage. Now waiting at the blue line for Team Black. Trying to get this one out. Here's Bradbury. Takes a bit of a stumble. It's get moved back here for Yuha. Dropped off, then poked back down into the zone. Skating for it, here's Foxcroft. We'll find it in the corner. Pass up, hits the feet of Yuha. He'll send that one to the middle. Black in the middle now. The backhand, they'll go into the zone. I was carried in there by Lorenzo Giamarioli. Still catching up here. LeBlanc able to get a hold of that one. Pass to Harris. Someone redirected off his stick. Now to Team Black. It's still right at the blue line. It's Babineau handling it here. He'll make the safe play and send it down deep into the zone. Behind the net, rotating now is Trezop. Finding his way into trouble right in the high slot. The attempted shot there. That one looked to have been Galen, who couldn't quite pull the trigger. Trezop at the ring-out line on the far boards, trying to force his way outside the zone. Redirected back into the zone of Yellow. Trezop at his own red line. He'll go behind his cage, emerge out on the near boards. Continues up here, given a shove there, and he's stopped in his tracks by Dante Giamarioli as he now picks it up. He passes back to his defense. This one's going to glide into the black zone, go towards the crease of Pye, but will be grabbed by Darash, and he'll skate it the other way. Darash through center. Across the blue line he now goes. Darash, the pass across, waiting. There's the backhander from Gallant, and couldn't quite lift that one high enough. That one gets caught in a shin pad, and this one just gets out of the zone. Near boards went off the feet of a defender, and outside it'll go. At the black-blue line. Skated up now is Dante Giamarioli. Will send that one into the zone. Behind the net now, Trezop. Across for Foxcroft. He'll find that left corner and send that one out almost right on the tape. Over to Fornozier in the middle. Trying to find that one. It's Richard bringing it in for Team Black. Needs a pass, goes across, and couldn't quite hit the tape there of Lorenzo Giamarioli. He just had his stick lifted. Team Yellow regroups now at their own ringette line. It's Fornazier. Sent up, skating into the zone. Tried to pass that one across. And tried to hit Eater. Couldn't quite hit his tape. And down it's Foxcroft. On defense for Team Yellow in his own end. Taking a small rotation around his net here. We'll send that one up. That one goes through the tape of LeBlanc. One back by Dichal. Dichal cutting in, and he's poke checked by Foxcroft before he can get to the side of the net. Richard taken down. We're going to have a penalty, I believe, against Team Yellow. That's Graham Foxcroft. I believe it's going off for a trip.
2 minutes for tripping or less, they say, I guess, in the game. And you know what? One of the older players in the community, especially here this weekend, Graham Foxcroft, all the way from Vancouver, was part of the group that had a nice 32-hour travel day with stops off in Ottawa and Montreal before they got here from Vancouver. So I'm sure he'll enjoy the rest, but you got to hurt your team a little bit here when you go to the penalty kill. And for the viewers at home watching, you're hearing a different type of whistle. That whistle is what we call the one-pass whistle. So when the offensive team is attacking, they must make one successful pass to their teammates once they pass the blue line. When that successful pass has been made, the referee will blow a high-pitched whistle, and what that indicates to both teams, but more importantly the defense team and the fully blind goalies, that the offensive team now has the opportunity to shoot to score. So that pass whistle is very important for our parasport of blind hockey.
And now here, there's the whistle right there. An example, there's the shot towards the net. The rebound is found, and it was Dante Giamarioli finding it right next to the net in the high slot. Was unable to put that one in. With just under a minute and 20 still left to go. Giamarioli, he gets poked away by Yuha. He'll now send that one against the boards. Jason Yuha to the red line. What a nice toe try to get into the zone. Another try. We get the puck stopped in its tracks. He's able to ice that one in. Give a chance for Black. They now need to regroup. On the defense, along the boards. They catch it at the blue line. It's Richard who drew the penalty. What a nice toe try to get around Yuha. Sent to Giamarioli. There's the whistle.
Which means the pass is good now for Team Black, which gives them the opportunity to shoot and score on this power play.
And they're unable to fully get possession here. He's going to find some open ice. Lorenzo Giamarioli finding it on defense. Gets past the ringette line, down deep in the corner. He'll wire that one along the boards. Finding at the hash marks here, Dante Giamarioli. He gets bumped and held along the boards by Yuha as he's now still in a battle. And there it'll go down the ice. A good penalty kill overall for this Team Yellow.
Looks like that's a mistake by the refs there. There shouldn't be an icing call when they are killing a penalty. So it seems like a mistake there the refs are just made. But hey, they are human. So we're going to expect a couple of those, I guess, throughout this game and the weekend.
And the worst case for Team Yellow, they're on straight time, so Foxcroft is going to get out here after a bit of a delay to drop the puck. So this faceoff will go to center. Foxcroft will go on defense right out of the box. So Team Yellow 1 for 1 on the PK thus far. Faceoff is won. Foxcroft's unable to get to that. Cleared in by Eater. Waiting on defense there, shooting that one back up is Joy. Back for Foxcroft. He'll leave that one off for Eater. In his own end, reversing in his own ringette line. Waits will flick that one up, almost off the skate of Black, or I guess it did barely nick off the skate. Here's Foxcroft behind the net, up high. Tried to get that to Harris for a one-timer, but that one's picked off and pickpocketed there. That looks to be Gallant, now skating around in his own end. Johnny Gallant through the blue line. Cuts straight up through center in a straight line. Gallant steps in, will drop it off. There's the shot towards the net, and that one never got there. That was blocked by Trezop before it could get into the crease. Team Yellow with a 3-on-1 the other way. Here's a pass to the middle. The shot, they score!
Looks like that was Jason Yuha to Mark DeMontis on a 2-on-1, and Mark DeMontis made no mistake and just buried that, beating Oliver Pye over the blocker, it looked like.
We'll take another look at that. Just a beautifully constructed odd man rush by Team Yellow as they get up on the board with about 10.5 still to go in period 1.
And take the early lead, it looks like, in game 1 of the Eastern Regional Blind Hockey Tournament. Still a lot of hockey to be played here. We got 10-10 on the clock.
And I guess old habits never change. Jason Yuha will always find his way on the score sheet.
Oh, trust me, I could confirm that statement.
And that will most likely not be it for tonight. Look out for him as he now brings it up into the corner. Around the net he is. Here's Yuha. Around the cage, he finds his way into the right corner. Yuha has now gone up towards the blue line. He'll drop that one off. Foxcroft waiting back for Yuha. He has some space. Yuha waits and fires and just elevates it over the net. Harris finally in the corner. He's given some pressure here from behind by DeRoche. LeBlanc there and Richard. He'll be able to backhand that one out and into some free ice in the middle. Foxcroft will bank that one off the boards and send it into the middle. A good job there, evading multiple Team Black players. Recovered there by Yellow with speed. Working his way up is Eater. Eater in the corner now behind the net. Still with it. Winding up towards his blue line. Eater to the line. Trezop waits and unloads. And that one will be sent wide. Richard finds it up against the boards. Trying to poke that one through. It's blocked in there by DeMontis and will be dumped in, dump and chase.
Looked like it was the dump, but no chase.
Exactly, that give.
And with how important the puck is in our community, you'll often see that because it stops making noise, which makes it a little more difficult for the players to track it on the ice.
And here we go. Here's Team Yellow at their own blue line. The lead pass for Nazier. Stepping in, drop pass, no one there. He thought he had a man with him, but Black goes 2-on-1 the other way, led by Gallant. Gallant drops it off. Richard back to Gallant, and they couldn't quite connect on that one. Gallant.
Like Jamaroli wanted that puck, it looks like, to shoot it. Oh, and Gary Steve sees his first action of the game.
And the first action, the first save. Able to keep that one out of the net.
Always important for the goalie to keep the puck out of the net. No difference here in blind hockey. And for any viewers that are watching on our YouTube channel, please feel free to let us know where you are watching from. We'd love to provide some shout outs, as I do get some text messages often from members and families across the country and now even around the world in our blind hockey community that are tuning in and cheering on their favorite blind hockey player or their family. So for sure, love always engaging with our amazing viewers and community members.
And especially in this big weekend here in Moncton, New Brunswick, Hockey Day in Canada still continues. Multiple events going on today. We have not only a game at 10, there's an icing going to be charged against Team Yellow. But if you're enjoying what you're seeing, 4 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, these teams will face off again, having to get a game rescheduled from the previous one yesterday. And then we got some QMJHL action coming in the new home of the Moncton Wildcats. They're taking on the Sags later at 7 Atlantic.
A lot of hockey in Moncton today.
Exactly.
And it makes sense with it being Hockey Day in Canada. No better place to play a day full of Canada's favorite pastime.
And now here off the draw, Team Black bringing in across the red line. To the blue line, dropped off to Richard. Richard trying to wind in, moving to the middle, hits the brakes, unable to get that one. Here's Harris that'll pick up the loose puck. Harris with speed, he's on a breakaway. He's going to need a pass though. Harris stepping in, waits for reinforcements. Backhander laid behind him. Here's Yuha skating around looking for his options. We'll dump that one in. Foxcroft, here's the poke check as he finds his way into the corner. On his backhand, flips to his forehand, turns and will spin and send that one into the opposite corner. Now in the near boards, it's Richard with speed. Will launch that one the length of the ice. It's against the near boards and will find its way all the way down for a much-needed whistle for Team Black. in their own end. Luckily, they're able to change here on these icings, and they really needed some fresh troops on the ice there. We'll go back to the end of Oliver Pye.
Simone Richard. Be remiss if I didn't give an early shout out to the hometown star, the hero from Moncton. Was able to play last night in the Hockey Day in Canada Celebrity Alumni Game. Scored a goal, had the crowd going crazy for the local legend. So huge kudos and shout out to Simone Richard. Good on you for representing Canadian blind hockey and the Moncton Sea Cats with pride on and off the ice. A constant professional. Simone Richard is also a 6-time international blind ice hockey champion. So gold is something that's a familiarity around his neck.
And he's definitely been a key factor for Team Black. You see him all over the ice. And here with speed, it's Babineau. The drop pass. Working in, Giamarioli hits the brakes. In the corner, Dante Giamarioli back into the high slot. Moves it across, and that one in between the feet of Babineau. He has to go chase that in the corner. Gallant at the ringette line, down low in the faceoff circle. There's the shot, and it redirects off a yellow defense and will find its way to the hash marks on the near boards. Giamarioli, the shot redirected right out in front. They jab at it, and that one's taken away and swept back to the far hash marks by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way to get past Gary Steves. What started to look like a little kind of a discombobulated play there ended up in the back of the net, and you know Giamarioli wanted one early here for Team Black. And if you're listening, you're hearing Giamarioli a couple times out there. Not only is Dante Giamarioli playing, but also is his younger brother, number 4, Lorenzo Giamarioli. So a great bloodline of blind hockey players there, and their mother, a female blind hockey player, also watching back home. So huge shout out to the Giamarioli family. And just as you thought we didn't have enough, Philip Giamarioli is also coaching their team.
Exactly, like you said, huge bloodline. You see those two all over the ice. There's a quick shot, denied by this paddle of Oliver Pye. Here's Juha, waiting, firing, and couldn't quite get that one to Harris. Redirected, there's Trezop to the net. That pass is redirected and caught by Lorenzo Giamarioli. He passes that one up through center. Rolling now, Trezop, first one able to get to that one. He finds it at his own blue line. Along the boards it'll go. Harris trying to bring it in to the middle. Trezop, Juha, there's the shot. Pye says no. And did that one fall into the net?
No, it looked like it went over the net. Huge save, deflected it over the net. So early save Pye wanted there, and you know he wants to get Juha's number early. Two great friends, great teammates on the national team. So always a lot of funny chirps going on the ice when the blind hockey community is together.
And that was again Jason Juha with a great pass from Trezop. Almost found its way to the back of the net.
Huge shout out to Newfoundland. Newfoundland's cheering on their hometown boys, Brandon Joy, Dylan Bradbury, and Zach Harris. Good on them.
And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Giamarioli finds the back of the net again. He has a knack for scoring, that kid. Trust me when I tell you. A hard shot, a great winger, plays 200 feet up and down the ice. And you know what? He's got Team Black ahead here, 2-1 in the first period. So that's a very important goal for them, and they're going to want to try to continue to build off that.
And just like a Lay's chip, you can't have just one. There's Dante Giamarioli getting his second of the game and second in this first period. So that make that now 2 unanswered for Team Black so far here in this hockey game. Rotated back here by Eater off the draw. Sent to his defense, the backhand. Picked off, Babineau skating in. Left off, back for Babineau. In the corner he is. Goes up to the point. Waiting, Rigette line, there's the shot through traffic, the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a bit of an early whistle.
That was a very important stave for Steves to want to make there. That's a tongue twister. Steves with the save with Steves, right? But important here to get him some familiarity touching that puck, making a save. Of course, as a goalie, you want to build some confidence off that, so as many saves as you can get, the better.
And I believe we have more viewers in here from the nation's capital.
Nation's capital off the top of my head, that means they're cheering for one of two players, and if I know our community, they're probably cheering for both, even though they're on separate teams. Matt Babineau and Conrad Eder. So thank you for tuning in, everybody from the nation's capital. Today as we celebrate Hockey Day in Canada, I can confirm the Ottawa 67's Youth Blind Hockey program are on the ice today in our nation's capital and have even met a little earlier to cheer on two of their teammates.
And now in this game, it's the hometown man. Here's Richard stepping in into the blue line. Left off, Gia Marioli trying to cut in, trying to protect the puck as he's forced into the corner by Juha, then taken down. Here's Juha grabbing that one. Gets out of his own end through the red line. He now goes with speed. Slows up a little bit, needs options. Juha waiting at the side of the net now. Goes up to Trezop, ring out line. He lets one go. That one had some force behind it, but was just sent wide in the corner. Two players battling up for it. For Black, that looks to be Joy. Picked up by Juha as he picks the pocket. Juha, wraparound, scores!
Looks like early we got the Jamaroli versus Juha connection going at it. 2-2, and yellow ties it up as we're about to end the first period here. 20 minutes running time, so that's some fast hockey, but 2-2 after one going into the change rooms. Pretty much that's what I expected. I've watched a lot of blind hockey over my career, so more or less how I thought this first period would end. Some back and forth action, a couple goals, a couple big saves, but more importantly, a lot of smiles and a lot of laughs on the ice.
And both teams going to head to the change rooms here at the Coliseum. It's 2-2 after one. Stick around after the flood for our second period here on the Canadian Blind Hockey and Maritime Stream Team YouTube channel. Brain Lane and Luca from the Moncton Coliseum in downtown Moncton. Stick around for period two.
Looking forward to it.
Three on one the other way. Here's a pass to the middle. The shot, they score!
Like Jamaroli wanted that puck, it looks like, to shoot it. Oh, and Gary Steve sees his first action of the game.
Marked by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way.
Middle, Trezop. Juha, there's the shot. Pi says no. Ended that one. And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Jamaroli.
Traffic, the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a Juha as he picks the pocket. Juha, wraparound, scores! On one the other way. Here's a pass to the middle.
Like Jamaroli wanted that puck, it looks like, to shoot it. Oh, and Gary Steve sees his first action of the game.
Marked by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way.
Middle, Trezop. Juha, there's the shot. Pi says no. Ended that one. And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Jamaroli.
Traffic the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a Yuha as he picks the pocket. Yuha wraparound scores. On one the other way. Here's a pass to the middle. The shot, they score!
Like Jamaroli wanted that puck, it looks like, to shoot it. Oh, and Gary Steves sees his first action of the game.
Marked by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way.
Middle, Trizop. Yuha, there's the shot. Pi says no. Ended that one. And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Jamaroli.
Traffic the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a Yuha as he picks the pocket. Yuha wraparound scores! On one the
like Jamaroli wanted that puck, it looks like, to shoot it. Oh, and Gary Steves sees his first action of the game.
Marked by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way.
Middle, Trizop. Yuha, there's the shot. Pi says no. Ended that one. And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Jamaroli.
Traffic the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a Yuha as he picks the pocket. Yuha wraparound scores! 3-on-1, the Gallant.
Giamaroli wanted that puck, it looks like, to shoot it. Oh, and Gary Steve sees his first action of the game.
Marked by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way.
Middle, Trizop. Yuha, there's the shot. Pi says no. Ended that one. And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Giamaroli.
Traffic, the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a Yuha as he picks the pocket. Yuha, wraparound, scores!
Is it registered?
And we welcome you back for period 2. 20 more minutes on the clock. It's 2-2 after 1. And both of these teams, it's been a back and forth battle thus far. Off the draw. Sent in by Yuha. Chasing for it in the black end in the corner. That's Darash. Darash leaving that one off. Here's the pass in the middle as Black will be able to exit the zone. With speed going up the left wing is Giamarioli trying to send that to the middle, and unable to get a hold of that was Mackey. Yellow back in their own end. They regroup at their blue line. Backhanded to the middle. Trying to get it there is Quilty. Chasing for it. He finds his way into the left corner. Quilty looks up high in the high slot. It's poked to the blue line. Foxcroft captures that on his backhand. Will bank that one off the boards. Down in the right corner, it's Yuha turning and spinning. There's the whistle. Yellow trying to get a shot opportunity here. Dropped off. Foxcroft continues at the red line. Cutting up high. There's the shot towards the net. Redirected. Now potential 2-0 for Team Black. Led by Dante Giamarioli. There's the pass. Here's the shot. They score.
Early goal for Team Black. They're just what they drew up in the room probably on the scoreboard, and gives them the early 3-2 lead here in the second period. Jonathan Gallant residing from PEI, so he's got some family and friends in the building that just got a quick cheer for that goal. So huge goal for Team Black. Coach Philip Giamaroli, you got to know he came up with something in the room to build some type of energy here for Team Black.
And that's exactly how you want to start a period off. That was about just over a minute in, and Team Black already takes the lead here 3-2. And again, there's the shot that just misses wide. Alexander LeBlanc waiting. Perfect place, perfect time. Team Black again in the face-off circle. It's iced down by Yellow. This one's going to slowly go towards the black ringette line. Out of nowhere, Fornazier walking in, lifted the stick of Giamarioli, and it finds its way into the corner. Up high, blocked in. Flip down in the face-off circle. That one's picked and stolen. Team Black, they reverse and go back the other way. Richard skating up past the blue line. Richard walking in, unable to get that one. Finds it in between his legs. There's the pass. Shot towards the net will go behind. Trzop finding it at his own red line. Now has some speed. Carries it up. He's got room. He's got real estate. Walking in. Going to the back door. The shot. They score!
Team Yellow, quick to respond, 3-3. We've got a back and forth affair here going on, and with somewhat an offensive threat from both teams. Conrad Eder there with the quick shot, quick release, and you know Ottawa is cheering loud and proud for their hero back home.
And just what a move. Jonathan Trzop on defense decided to go for a little skate, went end-to-end, and laid a perfect one-timer pass to Conrad Eder to tie this one up. We are all knotted up at 3 as we get to just 3 minutes so far played through period 2. There's Team Black with another face-off win. It's flipped there by Babineau. Caught in between the feet of Team Yellow. Babineau again, poaching Marioli. There's the shot, they score!
Quick response. Team Yellow takes the foot off the gas, and Team Black makes them pay. Whoever had the DraftKings over in this game has just checked in their ticket, and that's just a joke all asides. There is no betting in blind hockey or gambling. However, I feel like every hockey game I watch on TV now does have a DraftKings pick and prop of a game.
Whatever website it may be, that's all they seem to be promoting. And I see a lot of hats still on people's heads, not on the ice, but that is a hat trick for Dante Giamarioli early in the second period. Here's Juha cutting towards the net on his backhand. He was quickly hounded. He turns and fires, and that one just misses wide of the right post. Cleared out of the zone. Foxcroft chasing after it. He'll be the first one to get it back on the D. Foxcroft waits, goes behind his net. Delays here, will send that one across. That one right onto the tape of Mackey almost as he redirected it back into the zone, delayed offside. That looked to have almost been called. Now turning, here's DeRoche in the zone, drops off. Gallant walks in, there's the shot, there's the save from Steves.
Big save from Steves right there. That's exactly what Team Yellow needed. They don't want to go down 2 this early in the second period.
And look for them to respond, especially with Juha gathering it in the corner. He goes up, cycles the puck. Juha, a little move to get down the ringette line, sauces it off to Foxcroft. Foxcroft keeping this one in the zone, off the stick of Juha. Back to the middle, picked off by Gallant. Gallant with speed, moving his way up on Foxcroft. One-on-one, Gallant in. All 4 teammates going for changes, so he has to survive out in the wild, out in the hash marks, before it's regathered by the Yellow defense. Along the boards it goes. Captured in by Joy. Across Richard. Richard walking in, the sharp angle shot off the bar.
Goalie's favorite sound.
Richard again trying to bang that one in. Foxcroft able to get that one out. And this one might have enough for an icing. We'll see. It looks like it just barely will.
I think you're going to have 2 teams there that could really use that icing, right? We got a couple short benches, over 20 players here, 3 goalies taking part, so a lot of ice. Nobody's complaining, which is always great as an organizer. You got to love that. But nothing hurts a team. Just take a little quick break, get your breath back, change up the lineup, fresh skates, and let's drop the puck and play again.
And I mean, unlike the ice, the Olympic ice in Italy right now, this one, a pretty big rink, neutral zone. Way bigger, unmeasurable. And here in the zone, it's Joy sending that one across. Giamarioli to the net. That one blocked and scooped and taken away by Eder. Eder continues up the neutral zone there, offside. Looks like he'll touch up for an offside there, so the faceoff will come outside the blue line.
Just a lack of communication there sometimes in our community when they find one player a touch ahead of the other player offside. Communication is so important in blind hockey. It's really emphasized how important it is for these players to have the ability to communicate with each other. Every player on the ice is blind and partially sighted, so it's really important to make sure they're communicating, sharing where they are on the ice, and more importantly for that, just to really have a good time, you're going to want to make sure you're putting everything into it.
And here, right at the blue line, Sent out in the middle, now to the red line. Trzop in reverse, goes back to his own end, tries to go D to D over to DeMontis. Loses possession there. Richard gathers it at the hash marks, spins around DeMontis. Goes up towards the blue line. That one caught there by Bradbury. Bradbury to the line. Giamarioli trying to get to that one. There's the Team Yellow player slipping and sliding. It's caught back down there by Eater. Trying to go up, back down to Eater. He'll find it in behind his net. Eater on his backhand. Waits side of the net. We'll send that one to Trzopel on the boards. Trzop will get that one poked off, but not before he could send it into the black zone. Lorenzo Giamarioli stopping in front of the net, turning and spinning that one off the feet of DeMontis. Yep, that is DeMontis in the corner. DeMontis battling up, trying to go to the middle. Here, Yuha turning, spinning, firing. Save made by Pi as this one's going to be flipped just outside the zone.
Big save by Pi there, answers the bell against Yuha. Quick little spinorama shot, and very quick, Team Yellow gets back in the zone.
Trzop trying to send that one to the middle, and that one intercepted. They go back the other way. Team Black, it's a 1-on-3 led by Dante Giamarioli. Has 3 so far. Needs a pass here. Gets through a couple. Shot towards the net by Gallant. Poked off. Team Yellow goes back the other way, or not. It's blocked in at the line. There's the shot from far. Blocked. Another try. That one off the head of Steves. A quick whistle there as he is down.
And that is another rule here in blind hockey. Because of the puck being how big it is and how heavy it is, anytime it hits the goalie in the head, it does cause for an immediate whistle. Some players there from Team Yellow checking up on their goalie, Gary Steves, shakes his head a little bit, and I can tell you with confidence that is not the first, and it won't be the last time Gary Steves gets hit in the head with a puck. But you know what, as a goalie, I always remind them, they count that as a save, so that's what you want.
Exactly, you got to sacrifice the body, get in the way, and that's how you use your head.
I like that. I like that one a lot. That's how you use your head. I'm going to tell him that actually later.
So we're going to have a face-off here going to Steves' left. Off the draw, one in by Team Black. Sent back down into the yellow end in the face-off circle. Cutting now to the near boards. They go up with speed. Walking in there is DeMontis. Gets poke-checked. Foxcroft banked off the boards. Harris trying to force his way into the zone. It's Yuha now having to stay on side. There was Foxcroft doing a good job at that. Yuha looks rink wide. Goes around the net now as he usually does. He's hitting to the boards, and that's going to be a penalty against Team Black. That's Dante Giamarioli. Now pins up Yuha. Yuha trying to find his way. We're going to have a whistle here as we approach just under 11 to go. So Team Yellow will see their first chance on the man advantage here in this one.
Looks like 2 minutes for body checking.
Yellow going to make some last-minute changes. We'll have 5-on-4 for 3 minutes due to the straight time, just like rec tournaments. Looks like Yuha going to step into the face-off dot.
Oh. Looks like ref was just providing coach for Team Black an explanation on the penalty.
Here off the draw, the quick shot from Fornazier didn't get to the net. Blocked him by Foxcroft to the line. He passes over, Yuha waits and fires.
Huge save.
And Pi is there, rejecting him with the glove. This one will rim along the dasher. Stopped in, curling back there. Trying to get that one in the middle is Foxcroft. Team Black with possession for now. Behind the net goes Babineau. Trying to create some room along the boards it goes. And this one will just find its way outside the zone. There's Yuha recovering. That was Chaudhry slipping down. Foxcroft the pass. He's poke checked. Team Black the other way. A 2-on-1, 3-on-1 shorthanded. They walk in with the pass. Stepping in. There's the shot. They score.
Short-handed goal for Team Black there. It looks like Team Yellow was just thinking offense, 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 as most teams do on the power play, and found themselves quickly on the counter there. Team Black goes up 5-3 here with 9:50 on the clock of the second period.
Unfortunate odd man rush given up shorthanded. It's Lucas Darash that finishes that one off for Team Black, giving them a 2-goal lead now, adding some insurance. We'll make it 5-3 as we still have music. 9.5 left to go in period 2. This one flipped along the boards. Caught in the middle here. Skating up slowly, Yellow manages to stay onside. There's the toe drag release that gets to the net of Pie. The rebound right next to the net. DeMontis curling in the corner. Gets pinned up at the hash marks, flips it down. Here's Yuha. What a move in between the feet of Richard. Yuha in front. Here's the shot. Save made by the pad of Pie.
Huge save there for Pie. 2 big saves on this power play. So that's exactly what Team Black wants from their goalie here. Make as many saves as possible to keep us not only in this game, but leading this game right now.
And again, make it Jason Yuha creating that beautiful chance with the amazing dangle going in between the feet of Simon Richard. Getting that one to the net. It's Harris to the blue line, waiting. There's the shot that elevates over the net. Mark DeMontis, some firepower behind that one. Here's Richard picking it up shorthanded. Will backhand that one down the length of the ice. Slowly rolling down here. It's picked up by Trezop. The captain now up against the boards. Gets stopped in there by LeBlanc. They dig for it. Richard goes down to the ice. Here 2-on-2. Yuha and Harris. Harris steps in along the wall at the hash marks. Drops it off, and there's Trezop. Around the boards it'll go. Picked up by Joy. He tries to go that one around the boards. Yuha tries to shake off his man to the line, and just out it'll go. Just 10 seconds still left to go. Dante Giamarioli in the box. Yuha stepping in on Richard. Drops it off the D. To the middle now. Harris unable to get that one. Trezop, right side. There's the shot and just misses wide. Power play now expired. Giamarioli out of the box and could have a potential break here. Out of the box, doesn't have anyone to give it to. All 4 of his players making changes. They leave him stranded. What nice moves, however, getting through 3 players. Giamarioli tried to go to the line, and that pass picked off. Team Yellow back the other way. Flipped into center. Walking in. Here is Eater. Eater behind the net on his backhand. Cradles it comfortably. Eater in the corner. Far. Pass off a skate of Team Black and into the middle. Black going back the other way. Potential break again. This time it's Gallant. Gallant stepping in. Will drop it off. Unable to hit his target. 7 minutes to go here in period 2. Team Yellow back the other way. Skating up. Eater walking in. Going to the far boards. Eater on his forehand. Looking in the corner. Turns back up towards the hash marks. Up there. Foxcroft ringette line in the high slot. And his shot, he couldn't quite get a hold of that one. Babineau around the cage now. Finds his way up in the near blue line. Will send it to the middle. Foxcroft turning and spinning off the boards in the timekeeper's box. Yuha skates in along the blue line. Yuha. Hash marks curling in. The backhander trying to go back door. Rattles off a couple players' feet. Foxcroft in, pinching from the D to keep that one in. Backhanded down. Could be a 2-on-2 developing. Team Black working their way in. It's Yuha. Scoops and steals. Here comes Yuha. Right over the center ice stop. He leads the rush. The pass across for Harris. Harris to the net. Sent to Yuha. Yuha waits. Puts one towards the net, and that bouncing puck he couldn't quite get a hold of.
It's a tough puck to get a hold of when it's bouncing around with how big it is. So you got to be strong on your stick, they say.
Now going back the other way. Trezop able to fend off his man. Here's DeMontis. Gets pinned along the boards. Puck gets fired back the other way. What a stick lift by Yuha. Skating in. He's over the ringette line of his offensive zone. Now has Giamarioli on him. Yuha still with it. Done half a lap. Will leave that one off. Fornasia the shot. Tried to get a redirection there. Here's DeMontis coming in from the line. Or that's Yuha, excuse me. Going behind the net. Will be picked up there.
DeMontis is going to be very flattered you just called him Yuha. I can tell you that right now. You're doing great. Have a lot of fun with this. The community loves it.
Saw the 9, just didn't see the 91. Here's Richard finding it in the corner. Going towards the net. Richard, he fires off the blocker there of Steves. Richard still trying to continue. Blocked in there by Babineau. There's a player on yellow that's down. I believe that one's DeMontis. Looking back here, Giamarioli still with it. Turning, has it behind the Team Yellow net will send that one out. It's picked off and moved back the other way by Eater. Eater breakaway potential 2-on-0. The drop pass for Yuha. Save by Pi as he tried to go to the 5-hole.
Huge save there, Pi.
Three to go. Eater off the draw, sends it straight to his left. Now getting that one to Quilty up the blue line. Trezop handles that one, puts one to the net. It's redirected by Foxcroft. It's on to the net of Pi, and he'll hold that one on for a whistle.
Team Yellow's definitely getting their chances here in this second period. They just haven't been able to capitalize, which in blind hockey can be an issue, especially when you got a top goalie like Oliver, one of the strongest goalies in the world, really. So Team Black is really relying on him. We don't have a shot count, but I can tell you he's had to make at least 10 big saves. So that's huge for Team Black in this period.
Exactly. You can't say these teams haven't had their fair share of chances. Both teams, it's been a back and forth game. But here's Black walking back in, pass across. Richard trying to get a hold of that on his backhand.
I don't believe I heard a pass whistle on that.
Although it definitely was a mostly successful pass, almost taken by Richard. Now here comes Yellow steaming back the other way. Walking in, they lead the rush, side of the net. Still going behind the net. Now is DeMontis. In the corner, DeMontis will leave that one behind him. Taken up there by Eater. He was bumped off the puck. And outside the zone it'll go. No one going after it. It just enters the zone of Team Yellow. Walking in, it's Gallant, having to stop right in the crease. Now sends it up high and tried to hit Giamarioli. Unable to do that. Gallant again. Left off Giamarioli. Gallant walks in and tries to get a shot off. And that one flipped high, almost into the rafters here at the Coliseum. And that one's going to find its way out of play. I can't say I've ever seen a blind hockey puck go that high in the air ever. That went straight up at about an 80-degree angle and landed into the stands here at the Coliseum.
And it looks like they're getting away with one there, because I believe that's 2 minutes for delay a game. So it looks like Team Yellow has gotten away with this one.
And obviously not intentional, just tried to get that one out of the zone. We've reached our last minute of play here in period 2. Team Black's up by a score of 5-3. Yuha around the boards it'll go. This one's blocked in at the line there by Dante Giamarioli. Around the boards it'll go. Gallant right at the side of the net. He's going to try a shot. That was blocked there by Yuha. Again, around the boards. DeMontis along the glass. Lorenzo Giamarioli able to handle that shot towards the net. Blocked and taken back the other way. It's Yuha waiting for options. Yuha skating in. Has Quilty. Goes around the net. Still looking for his pass. And there's Giamarioli falling down the pass. Across. Unable to get to the net as it was deflected off the stick of Oliver Pi. Again, Team Yellow, the shot to the net that just misses wide.
Another
Not too
good
much
chance.
time. And coming down the last couple of seconds, Yuha needs to shoot. Walks the line, the ringette line. There's the shot, and that one's not going to hit the net as we see 0.0 on the clock of period 2. And what a great period of hockey that was. It was 2-2 after the first, make it 5-3 in favor of Team Black after 2.
Great period, exactly what Team Black wanted coming out of that room. A fast start, a quick goal, and they had their foot on the gas pedal ever since then. So look for Team Yellow to head to the room to recoup, recover, and get back out here for ever most important third period.
And Brina Lane and Luca here from Moncton Coliseum in downtown Moncton. It'll be a quick 10-minute break, and you won't want to miss period 3 here on the Canadian Blind Hockey YouTube channel and Maritime Stream Team YouTube channel. On one, Gallant, marked by Team Yellow. Gallant still trying to orchestrate something to the net. They score!
And it found a way.
Middle, Trezant, Yuha, there's the shot. Pi says no. Ended that one. And here's Gallant stepping in. There's the shot. They score!
Jamaro.
Traffic, the rebound, the backhand. A great save made by Steves as we get a Yuha as he picks the pocket. Yuha, wraparound, scores!
Canadian Blind is it registered?
Hello and welcome into the technical day 2 of the Eastern Regional Blind Hockey Tournament taking place, the first ever here in the province of New Brunswick. Officially starting game 1 today. Yesterday going to count as an exhibition game, and I'm joined here with Luca. How are we feeling about this game?
Feeling pretty good. You know, it's technically game 1, day 2. Yesterday we held a great little exhibition with some local coaches, key volunteers, and celebrities. So we're excited to get puck dropped here in Moncton for the first ever blind hockey game in our Eastern Regional Tournament.
And here it gets started off. He gets caught at the black-blue line. It's Richard that picks it up, banks it along the boards. One-on-one now against Foxcroft. They'll dump it in. It finds its way into the corner. Going behind the net now is Gia Marioli. Dropping this one off. That looks to be LeBlanc. Trying to get that one up the wing. Caught there. It's poked in by Yuha. Puck's rolling on its side, going towards the yellow-blue line. Yuha stepping in. Drops it back on the far wing. Behind the net. Yuha again. Picks it up on his forehand. Cuts in the face-off circle. Up high in the high slot. Waits and fires. And just sends that one wide of the net.
Good shot early from Yuha. You don't want him getting hot too early in this game, trust me.
And he had 3 goals the game before, where Team Yellow took a 4-3 victory. He had 3 of them. That one just sliding out of the zone. Picking up, firing in there's Babineau. Unable to play in the lineup last night. He was one stuck in La Belle Province in Quebec.
Looks like we have a delayed offside there.
Wondering exactly what that whistle was. We'll have a quick break. Now switching to 20-minute periods today, still straight time.
Running time. We figured everyone's arrived from their 32-hour flight delays. Let's play as much blind hockey as we can.
Quickly sent down there by Team Yellow. Pass out in front right in the high slot. That looked to have been Fornazier, who was waiting right on the doorstep and couldn't quite pull the trigger. Team Black getting it at their own ringette line. Cutting to the near boards now with speed. Winding in, there's Joy. Drops it off, waits and fires. There it is. Jonathan Gallant. His shot was blocked. It goes up now here to Babineau at the ring, at the hash marks. Back to the blue line. Dante Giamarioli cutting in. Stops to the middle, and that pass poked off by Trezop, trying to find it in his feet, and there out it goes for Team Yellow. The backhander will go to the far boards. Will be grabbed there by Babineau. And that one ends up in the black bench, so we'll have another quick stoppage as we're going to have the face-off, I believe, go just outside of the black end or into the black defensive zone, and it will.
Looks like it's the right call by the refs. Black was the ones that just got the puck out of their zone and over the boards. A few adaptations I'll touch on here during the game. The first adaptation for the viewers at home, our nets in blind hockey compared to the traditional 4-foot nets are 3 feet. So they are 1 foot shorter. Reason for that, the puck does not make noise when it is in the air. Very minimal noise, and we'll touch base on the puck a little bit more throughout this game, but we're back at it as the puck's been dropped.
And Foxcroft, he goes back on the near board, tries to turn and fire. That one caught by Bradbury up in the boards. Foxcroft still after it. Now to the line. Back down in by Team Black. Foxcroft going behind his own net, but stops at the side, rims it around. Will be caught back at the blue line. Far boards near the yellow bench. Sent down, ringette line. Back to the blue line, waiting. There's Giamarioli. He'll go back down to the corner. Foxcroft, only one there. The forehand up the boards. It'll climb along the wall. Here's Yuha, poking it by the fence. He'll rush in. He'll look for a pass option. See the trailer winding in. There's the shot from Harris. That is redirected up and above the cage. Now waiting at the blue line for Team Black. Trying to get this one out. Here's Bradbury. Takes a bit of a stumble. It's getting moved back here for Yuha. Dropped off. Then poked back down into the zone. Skating for it. Here's Foxcroft. We'll find it in the corner. Pass up. Hits the feet of Yuha. He'll send that one to the middle. Black in the middle now. The backhand, they'll go into the zone. I was carried in there by Lorenzo Giamarioli. Still catching up here. LeBlanc able to get a hold of that one. Pass to Harris. Someone redirected off his stick. Now to Team Black. It's still right at the blue line. It's Babineau handling it here. He'll make the safe play and send it down deep into the zone. Behind the net, rotating now is Trezop. Finding his way into trouble right in the high slot. The attempted shot there. That one looked to have been Galen, who couldn't quite pull the trigger. Trezop at the ringette line on the far boards, trying to force his way outside the zone. Redirected back into the zone of yellow. Trezop at his own red line. He'll go behind his cage, emerge out on the near boards. Continues up here, given a shove there, and he stopped in his tracks by Dante Giamarioli as he now picks it up. He passes back to his defense. This one's going to glide into the black zone, go towards the crease of Pye, but will be grabbed by Darash, and he'll skate it the other way. Darash through center. Across the blue line he now goes. Darash, the pass across, waiting. There's the backhander from Gallant, and couldn't quite lift that one high enough. That one gets caught in a shin pad, and this one just gets out of the zone. Near boards went off the feet of a defender, and outside it'll go. At the black-blue line. Skated up now is Dante Giamarioli. Will send that one into the zone. Behind the net now, Trzop across for Foxcroft. He'll find that left corner and send that one out almost right on the tape. Over to Fournier in the middle. Trying to find that one. It's Richard bringing it in for Team Black. Needs a pass, goes across, and couldn't quite hit the tape there of Lorenzo Giamarioli. He just had his stick lifted. Team Yellow regroups now at their own ring line. It's Fournier. Sent up, skating into the zone. Tried to pass that one across. And tried to hit Peter. Couldn't quite hit his tape. And down it's Foxcroft. On defense for Team Yellow in his own end. Taking a small rotation around his net here. We'll send that one up. That one goes through the tape of LeBlanc. One back by Dichal. Dichal cutting in, and he's poke checked by Foxcroft before he can get to the side of the net. Richard taken down. We're going to have a penalty, I believe, against Team Yellow. That's Graham Foxcroft. I believe it's going off for a trip.
2 minutes for tripping or less, they say, I guess, in the game. And you know what? One of the older players in the community, especially here this weekend, Graham Foxcroft, all the way from Vancouver, was part of the group that had a nice 32-hour travel day with stops off in Ottawa and Montreal before they got here from Vancouver. So I'm sure he'll enjoy the rest, but you got to hurt your team a little bit here when you go to the penalty kill. And for the viewers at home watching, you're hearing a different type of whistle. That whistle is what we call the one-pass whistle. So when the offensive team is attacking, they must make one successful pass to their teammates once they pass the blue line. When that successful pass has been made, the referee will blow a high-pitched whistle. And what that indicates to both teams, but more importantly the defense.
On one the other way. Here's a pass. And about to get set for our third and final stanza here on game one of the technical day two. We got another game coming at you, 4 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. These two same teams duke it out right at this very same arena. Jonathan Trzop starting on defense. Team Yellow getting there. Starting lineup assembled. Zach Harrison on right wing. We got Jason Yuha at center, and it looks like that'll be Aiden Quilty at left. Black's got Alex LeBlanc, Simon Richard in at left wing and center. Here we go to start the game. Quickly won by Team Yellow. It's Yuha reversing into his own end. Takes a break behind his net. Looks and waits for options. Yuha going out to his slot. Up past the ringette line. Yuha breaking free. Has Harris with him on the rush. Drops off to Trzop. The shot towards the net. That one ended up going off the behind the net. Now back up to Yuha. Yuha turns and spins and fires and just misses wide. Again, he did not miss by very much there. Jason Yuha been incredibly dangerous so far. This one turned around. It'll be stopped by Bradbury. Bradbury trying to get that one out. Redirected. It's off. Back to Yuha. And he runs over his man, G-Mary. Out in front. The shot from Harris was blocked. Another great try from Team Yellow. They've come out surging so far. It's cleared down. Here's Trzop. Knocks the puck down. His pass off his skate. LeBlanc able to get there. Trzop able to get back and fire that one into center. Curling back. There's Babineau. The shot, that one took a weird bounce off the glass and stays in play. Gallant, skating pass, gets past the red line. Out in front, the pass, the shot is just over the net. Matthew Babineau, ever so close to giving his team a 3-goal lead to start off this third. And that would have been pretty similar to the start of the second period. Team Black got on the board early. This one flipped high, out in the center. Won't go for icing, it's caught out on the black-blue line. Team Black, they reverse and go back the other way. Leading the rush there, it's dropped on, and that'll be offside. Matthew Babineau, who had gone The possession there just gets in offside. And we have some Graham Foxcroft fans watching live today as he gets the puck to center right off the draw there. Behind the net. First one there, DeMontis. He has heavy pressure from Dante Giamarioli, finding that in the corner. Giamarioli going up high, deflected off of Gallant to the line. Darash, the shot, scores! Lucas Darash sends a shot from the blue line, gets through traffic. And there is the 3-goal lead for Team Black. They've been looking for it all period. They finally get it just 2.5 minutes into this one. Darash from the line makes no mistake. There he is on defense. Wires one past Warnell. Now make it 6-3 in favor of Team Black here in this one. Foxcroft chasing Darash. Darash going around the net now. He'll spin that one against the boards. Gallant picking that one up. Gets it along the boards. Gallant now up to Giamarioli. Marioli into the zone. Waiting behind the back in a no-look pass. That one just didn't connect. Would have been amazing. Darash, the pass in the middle. That one picked off and backhanded in the center. It'll go just over the black-blue line, then turned and fired, sent rink wide. Giamarioli cutting it up through center. Drops it off, and Mackey unable to get possession there. Foxcroft back in his own end along the ringette line. Foxcroft threading the needle right up through center before passing that one off. Working his way in. It's Eater. Eater to the slot. Up high. Almost hits the tape of Denny LeBlanc perfectly. And that one just out of reach. Here's Trezop. Freshly off the bench on defense. Skating it up. Here's Trezop. Working his way in. Drops it behind him. Getting it there. Walking in. The shot. And that one from Eater is blocked. Another backhand try, and that one sent pretty high over the net. Trezop down in the corner. This one shot up and going down the ice, and this one will go for icing. Or not. That one gets called off. It must have hit off of someone. Team Yellow recovers. There's a big collision as Richard will be able to grab that one. Richard looking for options. Skating in. Richard drops that one off. Over there for Lorenzo Giamarioli, and Yellow goes back the other way. It's Yuha passing up through center. Only one there is Eater to the back door. The shot, and Pai is there to make the save. Looked like Yuha had wanted a call on that one, but here goes Team Black going back the other way. Recovered there from DeMontis. DeMontis waiting, gets shoved by Lorenzo Giamarioli. That one will go high and find its way into center, into the neutral zone. Dante Giamarioli cutting it up through center. What nice move before he's poked off. The puck floats back to center. It's rimmed back in by Black. It'll come to rest behind the net of Team Yellow. And at the trip of their own teammate, Yellow takes their own man down. A bit of friendly fire before it's flipped outside the zone. Dante Giamarioli with it now. Carrying it back towards the zone end. Regroups and looks to center that one off a skate. And there's a stick down on the ground now. Darash cutting back. Will throw it into the zone of Team Yellow. Trezop back there for Team Yellow. Trezop coming around the right wing of his net, skates it up, gets that one through a couple men. Here's Harris going in for it. Darash is there, tried to get that one away. Here's Yuha to the line, unable to hold that one in there is Quilty, and now is in a foot race between Gallant. Here's Gallant stepping in. Gallant trying to move that to the middle. That one ends up to the opposite side on the near boards. Gallant and Mackey get tied up there. It was around the board, stopping in there's Babineau. Around the net it'll go. Here's Mackey trying to get that one behind the net. It's tied up with Trezop. In there's Utah for help as both of them are in a tie-up right now and still are. Pass it to the middle. Giamarioli from the line off the redirection. Here's Gallant in the high slot, has a chance. Blocked by the sliding Trezop, and another try will just flutter wide of the net. Team Yellow to the line, stopped in by Giamarioli. Trying to go down low. This one will just get past McKee. And there, he intercepts it, and Trezop takes him down. Here's Team Black, side of the net, a shot. Gallant in the corner now. On the near boards, he is picked off, and there's a scoop and steal there from Yuha as he now goes down the other way. Yuha on a break, needs a pass, will go behind the net. That's something we've seen more than once today. Yuha going up towards the blue line, leaves it off for Trezop. Trezop steps in, fires, misses the net. The rebound goes right to the side for Harris. Trying to go back out in the slot. Another try back for Harris behind the net. He's stick lifted, and Team Black will take control once again. It's off the boards. Working his way in there was Babineau. Puck sent to the middle. Trezop back to Harris. That one out of his reach now, and it goes to the Black defense. Harris will just shove that one in the middle. Foxcroft skating in, but he's offside. Yuha a little bit too jumpy on that one as we get our first whistle in what has been a hot minute here at the Moncton Coliseum, the former home of the QMJHL Moncton Wildcats. What a game we've had. Team Black, as of right now, they double the score of Team Yellow. That one goes in between the feet there of LeBlanc. Yellow skating it back in. It's Eater trying to get possession. It's Richard now going outside the zone. He gets poke-checked. Team Yellow, a bit of a scramble for DeMonta, sliding on one knee. LeBlanc skating after it, as well as Bradbury. Bradbury up with it. Backhanded to the middle, try to get that to LeBlanc. There's Richard picking it up. His backhander goes behind Bradbury. Richard again behind the net. Waits in the corner, turns, and sends that one up to the blue line. Joy, back to Richard. Richard backhanding it to the middle. Here's a try from LeBlanc. That one never got to the net, and unable to keep that one in the zone. Getting down to 11 minutes left to go in the third period. Team Black still up by a score of 6-3 here on the Canadian Blind Hockey YouTube channel and Maritime stream team. Here's Team Black trying to carry it up, and Richard wanted a penalty there as he was angled out perfectly by Eater, and Yellow will commit an icing here. His game hasn't really seen too many penalties so far, but a good angle out. Conrad Eater able to successfully get Richard out of possession without taking a penalty. We approach the midway mark of the third period. Face-off will go to Steve's left. And the Team Yellow defensive zone won by Team Black. To the line, working his way there. Darash put to the net, and there it's cleared out to the blue line. Babineau against the boards, goes to the leg of his teammate. Babineau on the high slot, waits and fires off the crossbar. Another time, the crossbar on that net has saved a goal. Team Black again to the side of the net, and Warnell's there to make the save off the pad. Team Yellow again trying to recover. Darash at the line. It's Yuhan that gets past him. Tried to stun that one over to Harris. Moving back is Dante Giamarioli. Hits the brakes in the corner and now continues up the left wing with tons of speed and tons of space to go with it. Dante Giamarioli with it. Goes back door. The shot, they score! And they're going to call that no goal. We're going to wave that one off. And I believe they're going to say the pass was not made. So the score clock at the Coliseum says 7-3, but it will remain 6-3. So still 6-3 in favor of Team Black. Here's Yellow going back the other way. Yuha trying to get control of that one. Yuha waiting, sending that one out in the slot. The only one there is Babineau of Team Black. He gets taken down. Puck goes out to center. Yuha skating around with it now. He'll walk in and immediately gets swept away. Now right at center. Working his way around is Quilty. goes up the shot, and that one, the clearing attempt is redirected out of play. So time still ticks down here at the Moncton Coliseum. Team Yellow and Team Black in what has been a thrilling game so far. Face-off is won by Team Yellow. Trezop rotates back to his own end. Off the boards it'll go. He now goes hard on the boards with Richard. They both take a stumble, but it's Richard that comes up with a puck. Richard, Giamarioli. He had some force behind that one, but over the net it will go. Back to the ringette line, the pass. Dante Giamarioli put to the net. They look for it. That's a scramble for it. And it's cleared outside the zone by Conrad Eater. And this one will just get over the blue line of Team Black. So not going to be charged and icing here. Here's LeBlanc skating into the zone, left off for Richard, back for LeBlanc, but they are in offside. So we are going to have to do that one over. It's back with another whistle. Time still ticks. So not the straight time. Not in Team Yellow's favor. A tie-up off the draw. The puck was just standing in the circle for a little bit. Here's Foxcroft bringing it in for Team Yellow. Foxcroft cutting wide on the far boards. Gets pressure and gets rubbed out there by Lorenzo Giamarioli. Foxcroft still with it. He leaves that one off for Eater. Eater the wraparound. They score! And that's what Team Yellow needed. A great rush from Graham Foxcroft. Left it off for Conrad Eater, and he's able to wrap that one around and put that one into the back of the net for Team Yellow. And a little celly to go with it. Now make it 6-4 in favor of Team Black. Yellow with one last push here with just 6 minutes to go. But for Team Black, Gallant steps in, drops it off. Here comes the shot back to the middle. Gallant pokes out and they score! And Jonathan Gallant gets Team Black back to a 3-goal lead. So now Team Black back with their 3-goal lead, a huge goal for them to take away all of Team Yellow's momentum. Up the boards it'll go. Yuha unable to get to that one. Sent back in the zone for Team Black. It's Matt Babineau. Around the cage he'll go. He'll get some speed started up, and there he goes. Look at him fly. Babineau through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Babineau working in around the net. He's gone coast to coast. The pass tipped, gets it back, now goes back up to Gallant. Babineau still with it, fends off his man. Babineau to the middle, the shot, the initial try. Again, it's a scramble for it as it goes up over to Gallant. He'll find his way towards the boards. Gallant being tied up, hits the brakes. Looks to his blue line that continues down. What a move from Johnny Gallant. Gallant, around the net he goes, to the side of the net in the corner. Waiting, tried to drop that one off to Giamarioli. Gallant, Giamarioli behind the net. The pass is tipped. And that one taken away from Team Yellow. It's kicked to the feet of Yuha as he goes right through to D-man. It's Yuha with a spin move. Gets that to Harris. He fires, and that one just excels over the net. Team Yellow with it now. In the face-off circle, going up towards the blue line. There's a stick that had fallen out of the hands of LeBlanc, and it's found its way to the opposite end of the ice. Odd man rush going back the other way. Richard the shot. Blocked off the foot there of Jodry. And into the net they score. So give Team Black a close call as they are going to call that one off. Potentially a bit of an early whistle as that puck was in the back of the net, but it will stay 7-4. And it looks like we have some Jonathan Gallant fans watching live, definitely enjoying that last goal, padding Team Black's lead just a little bit more. Here's Team Yellow going out to the ringette line. It's a nice move made there by Conrad Eater. He has the last goal for Team Yellow. He brings it in. Eater waits, hits the brakes, tries to go back door, and the pass is just out of the reach of Foxcroft. They linked up earlier for the last goal. Foxcroft to the line. Waiting, and there's a hit against the boards by Lorenzo Giamarioli. It was Dante that had got a body checking call earlier. Team Yellow, they're going to go to the power play here in this one. Getting down to the final 3 minutes, 2:53 exactly to go on the clock. Lorenzo Giamarioli to the box for body checking. And Yellow, they'll really need to get a goal soon here. Oh, we have this break. We like to remind everyone watching that if you enjoyed this one, you're in luck. At 4 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, these two teams, we get a rematch later in this exact same building in just over 4 hours' time. And a bit of a delay to drop the puck here. A bit of time has gone off the clock. We still don't have the penalty on the board. A little bit of technical difficulties as we wait for this puck to be dropped. The faceoff goes to the right of Oliver Pye. And is something up with the clock? Paramedics start moving in the stands, and they're just going to start play here. Nothing on the clock, but it is a power play for Team Yellow. Yuha trying to go around the net. Darash waits, moves that one along the boards. Gets to about the hash mark before Yuha is able to pick that one up. He backhands that one to the line. The shot from far, it's deflected. And I believe Pye got a piece of that one. Less than 2.5 to go. Darash makes no mistake, almost fires it right at the bench to his other defenseman and coach. Just over 2 to go. Trezop finds that one in his zone, gets his stick lifted, his stick goes flying, now has to play defense with his body. Pass up to the line. Gallant to the middle, working his way to the far boards. Gallant turns, falls, and that one's taken away by Foxcroft as he is exploded up into its center. And it looks like we have another penalty against Team Black. Or do we? No, just going to make sure everyone is all right. Foxcroft gets back up. And even more support in the chat here on YouTube for number 7, Brandon Joy, all the way from Newfoundland. Played last night, unlike many players who had gone stranded in Montreal. And here's we get to the last couple of minutes of this game. There's Giamarioli pinning up his man behind the net. Trezop in the battle, battling profusely, and that one sent over to Eater. Eater against the wall. Stops, cuts to the middle. Eater working his way through the zone. Cuts, curls back, sees Trezop wide open on the other side. Trezop walking in, waits, looks, goes to the back door, and that one just out of the reach of Yuha. He'll get the pass, however, afterwards. Up towards the blue line, Yuha will throw it in behind him. The only one there is Matt Babineau of Team Black, and that one will find its way down the opposite end of the ice. Drop pass from DeMontis, taken back by Black. The flip to the middle, blocked by DeMontis again. To the line, Yellow able to clear. Potential 4-on-1 as they walk in, working in. There's the shot, they score! Conrad Eater capitalizes on the power play as the net of Pye was knocked off afterwards by Joy, who looked to have slid in, but Conrad Eater now gets his second of the game. And Yellow now Only down by 2 once more. A great pass across. I believe that was Yuha again. And Eater is not going to miss that very often. 57.5 still to go in our hockey game, the third period. Here's Team Yellow winning the draw. Trezop over his blue line. Trying to work his way in. Harris into Trezop. They battle for it. It's Team Black that wins it. LeBlanc left off there. Giamarioli stepping in. Lorenzo Giamarioli in the corner. Waiting, trying to center. Has another chance, still with it. Giamarioli still skating around. It is 5-on-5. Penalty has expired. Richard into the corner with Yuha. It's Yuha that wins it and throws it against the wall. Giamarioli to the line. Darash. The shot was blocked. Almost flipped out. Another try. There it is. It's going to be Yuha that finds his way. Yuha in almost all alone. He has Darash with him. Yuha waits. Needs a pass option. Makes a nice move. Yuha up high. Trying to get that to Harris. Intercepted by Richard. Yuha will find that one again. Trying to cut in, that one almost stolen. Another nice move to get in, and the buzzer goes to end off the game. And Team Black is going to take this one by a score of 7-5 here in the matinee game. Streamed by MST. We hope you join us back at 4 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. It's these two teams going at it again. Team Yellow and Team Black on MST. Braden Lane signing off from the Moncton Coliseum in downtown Moncton.